this one that Nancy Cahalen has for us today from the Better Business Bureau, this is right in our wheelhouse. Obviously, on the Talk of the Commonwealth, we talk a lot about politics and the election, the midterms getting closer. Sometimes we play this show loud at this time of the year because people, it gets heated. You can't believe that the last caller said that. No way. Let me get my 2 cents in. Well, I mean, that's happening all across the good old USA, right? We get involved in these hot button issues and we get, riled up and our blood pressure can rise a little bit. And guess what? When those emotions run high, there are those who sense an opportunity, a way to take advantage of us, and that's why Nancy is here to talk to us about some of the political scams that are out there and what to watch for as the midterms draw ever closer. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on.
So this is something that is really, they're always, the scammers always looking for an opportunity. There's some political scams that are out there as the midterm elections get closer.
Absolutely. The scammers, they prey on emotion, and the more people care about things, the more vulnerable that they can be. So people participate in polls and surveys because they want to be heard. They want their opinions to be heard. And scammers can use that desire to build trust. So people want to donate because they want their candidate to win, and they want to improve their country or community. And scammers are more than happy to take advantage of that big heart and competitive spirit. So, at BBB, we can't tell you how to vote, but we can tell you how to spot common cybersecurity threats so you don't become a victim of scams. So how do the scams get to you? All the ways that you'd expect. They come through the email. You might see an email from a candidate that comes to your address, and they need your help, and they want your point of view. And they're asking you to click on a link or fill out a survey or donate. And scammers mimic all these campaign emails, not to get your vote, but to compromise your online safety and security. So what looks like a legitimate donation request might actually be an attempt to gain access to your bank account. And before you donate, think twice before you give your personal information. Research it, check it out, make sure that you're talking to who you think you are and that it's safe.
Yeah, that's the way that they're going to get you. You're riled up over that issue, and you want to donate money to fight this or to support this, and there they are. Now, you said so check your email. So what are they going to do? They're going to send me something, and it's just the old click here. I'm clicking because I think this is legit and the way for me to give, and now that's given them access of some kind?
Yeah, so it might be one of these standard phishing emails. It's an imposter. So they're pretending to be either a candidate or a party looking for your support, and that's not who they are. So there were different ways to recognize a phony email, and one of the things that you can look for, that there's a real sense of urgency to it, but there's typos. And, if the scammers would just use Grammarly, I think they'd be much more effective. But there's typos and misspelled words and incorrect capitalization. And you look at it, instead of customer, it might say costumer. These same types of things that when you see them, you should say, this doesn't look very professional. This seems like it could be a fake. And hover over where it's coming from, and it may not be a real email address from the candidate or the party. You'll see things in there that will kind of make you think twice, and go with your gut. If you don't think it's on the level, don't respond. Don't click. Don't respond.
Well, that's yeah. I mean that makes sense, and just you're absolutely right. It is amazing to me how many times if we just stop and really read it, we you can spot one of those mistakes. Now, the other thing, of course, is that this is the time of year when I'm getting these calls, and some of them are clearly legit because it's people I know from this area saying, "Hey, will you go out and support this, this candidate or that candidate?" But I get a lot of calls, and they want me to support yes or no on a question or something, or they just want me again to give, to fight, or to battle. Hey, I mean, give to this so that the following doesn't happen. How do I know if that's legit or not?
Well, you bring up a good point because campaign supporters do call people. It's a common tactic. And in fact, it's one of the political calls, robocalls, pre-recorded calls, are one of the only legitimate purposes for pre-recorded calls. So you get a lot of those too, and they're all on the up and up. Um, Criminals pretending to be affiliated with your party or candidate might try to scam you over the phone by asking you survey questions, and they're looking for personal information. They might offer you a prize or a gift card in exchange for your time. A candidate or party is not going to do that. They're not going to give you a prize or a gift card for participating. And they're going to ask you to donate funds. So you never give account information over the phone to someone that reaches out to you. Um, Fraudsters may also say that you're not registered to vote, and they're going to offer to help you do that over the phone. Well, there's no way to register to vote over the phone. So each state makes its own voting rules, and you can check your registration status at the Mass Secretary of State here in Massachusetts. I went on, it took a second. They ask your name and address, and they'll tell you if you're registered to vote. So if they're telling you you're not and that they can help you, that's a scam.
Wow, it is amazing all the things that they can do. What are some other things? Those two, are certainly kind of go in line with things that we've talked about before. Are there other things that might be unique, or what are some other things that they are doing when it comes to these election scams?
Well, they're hitting you from every direction. So the emails, the telephone calls, you're going to get the text messages too. And that's called smishing, if you weren't aware. It's the same as email scamming, but via text. You might get text messages that look like they came from a trusted source, and they are inviting you to participate in a poll or make a donation. But they could be fakes. And just like the fake emails, you need to look at these text messages carefully to spot some of the red flags of a fake text message. Again, the spelling. I got a text message. It wasn't a political one just yesterday, and I think I counted like 10 misspellings in one paragraph. So I don't know. Yeah, well, really, it would. The scammers, if they cleaned up their act, their spelling, I think they'd really be much more effective. So watch out for these fakes. If you see a red flag, back off.
Yeah,
There'll be plenty of
exactly.
other opportunities to help your party.
I had not heard that term before, smishing. That is a new one on
Yeah.
me. So I'll be, thinking about that because the texting. The thing is that we text so often now, and it is just so easy. Alert. That the following has happened. Oh yeah, okay. Let me just click on that, or let me just hit that before. Sometimes I think you're even thinking. And that's why this smishing one, yeah, that one's tricky. Anything else that we need in our last couple of minutes together?
Well, you know what the pollsters really don't need from you? They might ask you for demographic information or what party you align with, but they don't need personal information like your birth date, your social security number, financial information. And as a reminder, no state offers voter registration by phone. So if they start to tell you that they can register you that's a lie and they're a scammer.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Important to know. We want more information. We want to keep up with the way that they're trying to scam us. What's the best thing for us to do?
Well, we always direct people when they think they've been scammed, whether or not they lose money, to report that suspicious activity on BBB Scam Tracker. And that helps others identify when they're being targeted for a scam.
Very good. All right. BBB's Scam Tracker. Check that out. As always, bbb.org. And Nancy, thank you as always for being with us and keeping us safe.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me on.